The Mountain of Light, the blood-soaked journey of the Koh-i-Noor. Part 1. The Diamond of Doom. Let's talk about a piece of carbon, just a rock really, but this specific rock, weighing 105.6 carats today, carries so much historical weight that it has the power to sour diplomatic relations between entire nations. We're talking about the Koh-i-Noor, the Mountain of Light. If you look at it today, it sits behind reinforced glass in the Tower of London, nestled in the crown of Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. It looks cold, brilliant, and elegant. But if this diamond could scream, the sound would be deafening. It has been stolen, bartered, hidden in turbans, worn on the arms of conquerors, and passed through the hands of kings who were later blinded, poisoned, or overthrown. There is an old Hindu text that supposedly speaks of this stone, and it carries a warning that still gives people chills today. He who owns this diamond will own the world, but will also know all its misfortunes. Only God, or a woman, can wear it with impunity. Is it a coincidence that the British royal family only allows the women of the family to wear it? Maybe, or maybe they've read the history books. Today, we're going to peel back the layers of myth and colonial history to find out where this mountain of light really came from and why the world is still fighting over it. Part 2. Born of the Earth, bathed in legend. To find the start of the story, we have to travel back at least 800 years to the Koh-i-Noor mines in Golconda, in what is now Andhra Pradesh, India. Now back in the day, India was the only source of diamonds in the world. Before the mines in Brazil or South Africa were even a thought, the world looked to India for its treasures. The Koh-i-Noor was likely found in the dry bed of the Krishna River. In these early years, the history is a bit blurry. It's more myth than fact. Some historians believe the Koh-i-Noor is actually the legendary Samyantaka gem from the ancient Sanskrit Puranas. In those stories, the gem was a gift from the sun god and had the power to protect its owner from famine and disaster if they were pure of heart. If they were wicked, it brought ruin. The first real historical owners we can track are the Kakatiya dynasty in the 13th century. They supposedly placed the diamond in the eye of a statue of the goddess Bhadrakali in a temple in Warangal. Imagine that, the mountain of light staring out from a dark temple, watching the world. But the goddess didn't stay in the temple forever. In the early 1300s, the Delhi Sultanate began pushing south. The diamond became a spoil of war. This is a theme you're going to hear a lot today. The Koh-i-Noor is rarely bought. It is almost always taken. Part 3. The Mughal Glory. By 1526, the diamond finds its way into the hands of Babur, the founder of the Mughal Empire. Babur was a descendant of Genghis Khan and Tamerlane, and he was a man who appreciated luxury. In his memoirs, the Baburnama, he mentions a magnificent diamond that was so valuable its worth was equivalent to the cost of feeding the whole world for 2.5 days. Now think about the sheer scale of that. One single stone could buy enough grain, meat, and wine to feed every living human on the planet for 60 hours. That is the kind of wealth we're talking about. For 2 centuries, the Mughals held the stone, and it became the ultimate symbol of their God-given right to rule. It reached its peak of glory under Shah Jahan, the man who built the Taj Mahal. Shah Jahan didn't just want to wear the diamond, he wanted to display it in the most extravagant way possible. He commissioned the Peacock Throne. This wasn't just a chair. It was a massive golden structure encrusted with hundreds of emeralds, rubies, and pearls, and there, at the very top, set into the head of a golden peacock, was the Koh-i-Noor. At this point, the diamond was at its largest. Estimates say it was around 119 carats. It was a hunk of light that symbolized an empire at its zenith. But as the curse suggests, where the diamond goes, misfortune follows. Shah Jahan's own son Aurangzeb overthrew him and locked him in a fort for the rest of his life. Legend says Shah Jahan spent his final years looking at a reflection of the Taj Mahal in a small mirror, the Koh-i-Noor just a memory of the power he once held. Part 4. The Persian invasion and the naming. The Mughal Empire eventually began to crumble from within, and in 1739, a predator from the west saw his chance. Nadir Shah, the ruler of Persia, invaded Delhi. This was a bloodbath. Nadir Shah's forces slaughtered tens of thousands of people in the streets of Delhi. He systematically stripped the city of its wealth. He took the peacock throne, the gold, the silver, and the jewels. But according to the stories, he couldn't find the great diamond. He heard a rumor from one of the emperor's disgruntled concubines that the Mughal emperor Muhammad Shah had hidden the diamond inside his turban. Nadir Shah, being a clever diplomat, invited the defeated emperor to a feast. He suggested a turban exchange as a sign of eternal friendship and peace. In the culture of the time, you couldn't refuse such a gesture without starting the war all over again. The emperor handed over his turban, Nadir Shah took it back to his private chambers, unwound the silk, and as the massive stone fell out into his palm, he was so struck by its brilliance that he gasped, "Koh-i-Noor." In Persian, that means mountain of light, and that is how the diamond got the name we use today. Part 5. The Afghani Nightmare. Nadir Shah didn't get to enjoy his prize for long. He was assassinated by his own guards, and the empire he built fractured. The diamond was snatched up by one of his most loyal generals, Ahmad Shah Durrani, who took it to Afghanistan. This is where the history gets truly dark. For the next few decades, the Koh-i-Noor moved through the Durrani family in a cycle of blinding and torture. One king had molten gold poured onto his head to reveal the location of the stone. Another was blinded with hot needles. The diamond had become a curse in every sense of the word. Finally, a deposed Afghani king named Shah Shuja Durrani fled to India in 1813. He was seeking protection from the rising power in the Punjab, the Lion of Punjab, Ranjit Singh. Ranjit Singh knew exactly what Shuja had in his baggage. He didn't want gold, he wanted the Mountain of Light. He essentially held Shuja's family hostage until the diamond was handed over. But unlike the owners before him, Ranjit Singh seemed to have a genuine spiritual connection to the stone. He wore it on his arm in a silk velvet band. He took it to the Golden Temple in Amritsar. He saw it as a symbol of Indian pride and Sikh power. Under his rule, the Koh-i-Noor was back home. But the British East India Company was watching, and they were waiting.